Peace and blessings. Welcome back to our series with our handsome Kato. This is part 15. Today we will be using the Prism colors, the premium palette. This has quite a few colors in it. Um, quite nice, quite nice. What I did off camera, I took this lovely blue color, okay, and I recreased, not recreased, I went over the veins that were on his foot and his palm because they had kind of faded with the work that we did in the last episode. So I went in and actually I really do like this. I really do like this pencil. It's neater, it's cleaner, it gives a nice color. So this is something that I really like. You probably can use pretty much any blue, um, color pencil. So this one I really liked. This was really nice. Now, what I would like to do also is to go back around um, the cuticle area of our dear baby. Okay, we're going to go back around the cuticle area. This time we're going to go, if you remember, we went with eyelid, eyelid purple, I think we went with. So what I want to do, I'm going to see if I can get more in camera here. I want to go with this is black because in a baby with this complexion, usually where the creases are, the rolls, and around the cuticle, it's a darker color. So what will give us a nice dark color is the black because anything else is going to. Um, I don't have a color that would be darker than his skin tone. So I just only have the black. I think I will, purchase some other Prism color pencils that may have other colors in there that might work. But so far, we're going to work with what we have. I'm going to see if, let's see, what direction can I go in that you can maybe. I'm just going around, like I said, the cuticle area. So on the skin, and I'm just kind of going around kind of lightly. I want to get that darkness there because that adds to the realism factor. And then I'm going to show you how to clean it up so that we can then do the nail tips. Okay, so let's see. You can see the one that I did versus the one that's not done. So this looks very good, looks very realistic. So we're going to go over the others. I'm going to see if we can make this video not be too long, but that it is impactful. I am happy to hear or view some of the comments where very many of you are enjoying the series, have learned something, and even some new subscribers. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everyone being here and enjoying. I am not a professional. I am self-taught. This is only my third doll. However, I thought since I benefited from looking at videos on YouTube, that someone might enjoy what I'm doing and maybe um, learn something because we all learn from one another. I mean, we all learn from one another. So I watch tons of videos. Um, I know years ago when I first started my YouTube channel, I was looking at Annette from Reborn. I looked at her a lot and I really enjoyed her, and I still watch her now. Um, of course, I looked at Kimberly of Kimberly's Cocoon, and so, but the ones who I can think of that I watched then and now that have been beneficial in this portion of my journey. I watched Custom Baby Dolls. Um, she has so much information that she does give, and I enjoy watching her. I enjoy watching um, Victoria's Little Peanut, and I really enjoyed watching her. Uh, I don't know. I don't want to go into naming too many names because I didn't write them down and I might forget some, but I've watched a lot. I've watched Emily of Eborns. Um, I've watched, it's been a lot that I have watched. Everything I watched was, I watched the free tutorials or the free paint with me's, and I found them to be very helpful. And it got me, where I am now. I've always been artistic. I used to draw and things like that, and you've heard me talk about makeup. So I do understand some of it is similar. I'm not going to say that I completely understand color theory, but I do have the color wheel and I do have a book on color theory. So those things are helpful because I think it is helpful to understand your color wheel so you can know how to neutralize a kid or to bring back to get to a color that you need to get to if you've gone with a wrong, a color that you're not pleased with, or you came up with a color that you're not pleased with. So I think those things are, beneficial to have your color wheel, which I'm pretty sure, you have. If you haven't gotten that, you can pick it up from almost anywhere that sells art supplies. Of course, you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from Michael's, you can get it anywhere that sells art supplies. They're not expensive, they're just a few dollars, and they are helpful. So, yeah, so I think those things are good. And like I said, a book on color theory is helpful, or you can kind of Google certain things on color theory because that can help you understand what colors kind of, would look nice and blend together. Now, you may say, oh my goodness, that's dark or what have you, but that's generally the way, it would look. If you Google some pictures or look at anyone that you know that has this rich, deep, dark complexion, you'll notice that around the nail beds, it tends to be darker. And like we see the rolls here, that it is darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the other leg and arm, the other leg, the other foot and hand, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so we're back. I have gone around the cuticle areas with the black. You maybe, if you don't want to use a pencil, you can maybe mix some colors or use a color that would complement the skin tone that you're working with. But I did like this. I think this will look nice because in order for me to mix it, I would have had to have taken burnt umber and then maybe mix it with black. And, I just would have had to go through with quite a bit. So I think using the black prism color pencil will give us a nice look. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we blend this out. And I said that I did the other hand, but I didn't. I got ahead of myself. Okay, so I'm going to do the other hand. Okay, so all of the cuticle area has been colored, bordered with the black prism color pencil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and blend the color in to shadow it. Now I'm using a rather kind of rough brush that the bristles are like all over the place, and this will, scrub, but it's not hard where it's going to do anything, strip the kid in any way. So I'm going to go around and just kind of blend that going toward the finger, not toward the nail, going toward the finger, so it will blend nicely. And then I'll show you even further how to clean it up. And a nice thing again about using the prism colors, it gives you greater control, and you can work smart and not hard. I mean, I've gone around with the paint, which is great too, um, with the acrylic paint. However, it is a bit more daunting to really try to get it correct. And with the prism pencil, you can put it, and then you don't have to be in an extreme hurry to pounce it out, because it's not like a paint where it's going to dry. That's one of my alarms. Okay, so now I've kind of um, blended this in, the color in. I don't know if you can really see it. I don't know if you can see any of the difference. This is blended. This is not blended. And then I'm going to show you as well is how to clean it up. So I'm going to blend all the rest. Again, I'm blending toward the finger, and then I'll be blending toward the toe. So I'm pushing back toward the finger. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to do the rest off camera. Okay, now I've blended all of the areas around the cuticles. Now I'm going to show you how I clean it up. Your best friend, or my best friend, is this alcohol. This is 91%. 99% would be even better. When you get something that's like 70% or 70, what happens is you're actually getting alcohol, but you're paying also for purified water. So with the 91%, I'm getting really all alcohol in a small percentage of purified water. And if I want to dilute this, I can dilute it with a little bit of distilled or purified water. Okay. So what I like to do is I have this little container, and it has a like a sift in the bottom, and I like to use this. Now, when you're using alcohol with your kit, you have to be very careful because it will strip your kit. If you got to be careful. So what I'm doing is I have it where it's not going to spill. I'm going to take um, these small pointed Q-tips, which are generally used for microblading. Now, they may also have another use, but I know that when I ordered them, they said for microblading. Now, I believe you can also get them on a lot of the doll sites where we get our kits. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so you look at the nails. Okay, now it looks a little bit, the nails look a little bit dirty because some of the black has gotten on the nails, right? And we don't want that. We don't want our baby looking like they just came out of a coal mine, right? Or playing in dirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Q-tip. I'm going to put it in a little bit of this alcohol, okay? Tap it down. Now, what I'm doing is I'm being extremely careful that this alcohol does not drip anywhere, okay? Nowhere. It's only going on the kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly over the nail. Now, remember, we did already paint, put some color, like a base color on, or I say my foundation color on the nail. So that's already on the nail. That's already stained the kit, so the kit is not going to go back to the original color before any paint was applied. Now I'm just going around the nail, just cleaning it off. Okay. Now, can you see I worked on this nail? Can you see how nice that looks? Let's see if I can get it. Okay. All right. I worked on the pinky. So you see how nice that looks? Okay. So now we're going to do the rest. I'm going to do the rest of the nails the same way. Clean them off, get the black off, right? Again, because we don't want our baby looking like they just were playing in the mud or something. Now, do all people, do all black people, or whatever term you'd like to use, melanated, AA, or ethnic, all have this dark area around? Not necessarily everyone, but it is very, very common. It's more common than not. So, striving to get a bit of realism. This is something that, I'm doing. So I'm cleaning the nail off, leaving the black around the cuticle area. And see, that's also going to frame the nail nicely. Okay. So I'm going to, but now I'm being very careful. I'm not being aggressive. I'm going very slow so that I don't swipe up against any area that I don't want the color to remove. Now, if I happen to swipe in an area, if a little bit of alcohol dripped, what I would do, especially since this is 91% alcohol, it evaporates really quick. So I would just leave it where it is. I wouldn't wipe it. I would just leave it and it would evaporate and it would not remove the color. The color would remain. So now you want to, I took out a few of these these Q-tips because you want to keep them clean as you're going across the nails and maintain, because you're making this shape here. Now, you want to keep it clean. You don't want to drag any of the dark color on. Now, look how nice. Look how nice the nails look. Very nice. Now, if you have to clean up anything on your kit, you can use some alcohol. However, you have to be very careful because it will strip your kit and then you would have to start all over. This is the hand that's done, the nails that are done, and this is the one that they're not done yet. So you can maybe see the nails look a little, they have a little black on them from the prism color pencil. Not a whole lot because I was trying to be very careful while I was, putting it on, but you can still see some. Like you can see it right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the nails on this hand and both feet and come back. Okay, so I cleaned all around the cuticle area. Now I'm double checking anywhere that maybe I need to reapply some of the black. So anywhere that I need to reapply, I'm going to reapply, just to be sure. Now it's not going over the nails any further, but if it does, I will go back in with the alcohol. And I'm just using this very, very gingerly. What I'm trying to do is have a timer set so that we're not going too long. Uh, because I do want to tip the nails, and I am waiting for Kato's hair. Okay, I'm waiting for his hair. So we know that we will be able to tip the nails, and we will be able to varnish him. And after we varnish him, we can then um, do whatever mapping of his hair. And then we can root him, eyebrows, eyelashes, and hair. And then uh, after that, we will be, Kato will be all done. Well, we have to, of course, seal him as well. So like I said, I went around just to double check anywhere that we need to put any more of the color, the black, just double checking. And I think we're pretty good. Yeah. So just double checking anywhere that we maybe need some more of the alcohol to go across anywhere. Okay. Again, remember we painted the kit all over. So remember, we have some color from the other colors that we painted the kit with, foundation layers and what have you. So the nails do have some color. They're not just the color of the kit. They do have the color that we did apply. Let me just change positions here. Oh, let me stretch my legs out just a little bit. Okay. So now that we've done that, we want to go ahead and tip the nails. So this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. So I have my mixture here, which is that off whitish kind of color. It's the consistency, I guess, of, I don't know, I guess maybe milk. And I mixed the color, the color with a little bit of the satin glazing gel, the wedding drops, a little bit distilled water, as well as the Liquitex matte gel. Okay, because we don't want this runny. We want it to have some a little bit of firmness so that it will stay on the nail while we are working with it. And we don't want it to take forever to dry, but we want to get this done. So let me put the pencils away because I think we are done with the pencils. And I see one of his nails, his thumb needs to be just a little bit where it needs, see, it needs a little bit more cleaning with the alcohol, which is fine. Now I'm being very careful that, again, I'm not touching anywhere else and that it's not dripping anywhere. Okay, we want to make sure. And again, the 91% alcohol dries almost instantly. So we'll be able to do his nails. I like the pencil. I don't know how I would be able to work with the powders on the nails because I thought about it. So I don't know, but and then I do have a white um um pencil, but I don't think that would give us what we need. So we are going to just make sure that we mix up our paint here. Up nicely, ever so nicely. And when I put it to the side, you see, it doesn't just run quickly down. You see, it's a very slow bitter. So, and that's what we want, you see? It's not going fast. So that gives us time that we can work with it. So, okay. So now we got the nails nice and clean. We stirred this up. Okay. Cleaning the brush and my distilled water off to the side here. Now, I like the moon on the nails and the tip. So, what I'm using is I'm going to use this brush that is kind of shaped like the moon would be, and that may give us what we need. Okay, because I did use a brush similar to this with my other dolls, and their nails are tipped and they have moons also. So, and I have my brush named Moon, so I would know that this would be the brush to use. So, what I'm doing is I'm bracing my arms, both elbows on my table. Now, I don't know, I'm going to just kind of tap onto the nail. I don't know if you're going to really be able to see it because I need to see it. You see, there's coming to be a moon there. Let's see if you can see it. Because of the shape of the brush. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a regular Q-tip, not a regular Q-tip, a regular toothpick. I'm going to take a regular toothpick and I'm going to kind of fan it around the way I would like it to be. And then I'm going to just tap it. Okay, I may have to do it again because the nails are small and it's going to take some time to get it done. So, all right. So now, I'm going to go with the next nail. See about putting that moon there. and I'm just tapping it on. And then I'm taking, I have another brush that I can push it kind of into place to give me what I want. Now, are moons necessary? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. They're not necessary. Um, but I do like the look. I do like the look. I think my consistency needs to be a slight bit thicker, but we're going to work with it. So I'm just kind of putting a little dot with this brush because it's going to give me pretty much the amount that I need. Tap it out a little bit, tap it out. And then I'm going to see about getting the shape. See if I can get the shape. Because to get the moon, you can kind of pull upward and shape it. And can you see a little? Oh, wait, let me look at it. Let's see. No, you can't. You can't really see it. Okay, you maybe can see it there. Let's see. Now, I'm going to kind of pull all of them to try to get that little bit of a moon shape. And the moon is very low on the nail because remember, the nails are very tiny. So it's not a big deal. And again, if it's not something that you like or you want to do, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it at all. I just happen to like it. I just happen to like it. I wiped that one all the way off, so I'm going to go in with this brush. I'm going to see if this one is going to work a little bit better. I think I have to deepen it up, this white, a little bit more. Just stand by for me. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to put some of the white in my palette here. Just some straight white. A little bit in my palette. Just a drop. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead, not even dilute it, because I think that might be what's happening. I'm trying to remember, how did I do it before? So I'm going to go in the other hand. I'm going to use this brush, and I'm going to brace myself, and I'm bracing my finger as well. And I'm going to just, yeah, that's what it was. I didn't dilute it before. Okay. Now you can see it, right? I just have to shape it. Can you see? Yeah, you can see it. So I just have to shape it. Now, like I said, I like it. I like doing it. So I'm just going to go down and around to try to get that moon shape. And it takes some time. It is something that it does take time, and that's why a lot of people, they don't do it. I'm dipping one of my pointed wedges in distilled water. because I want to get the color. Let me get it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get it on there. Just a little bit on there. So I cleaned this off again. I didn't use alcohol. I used the distilled one. Okay, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to cover up the other one, which is what we will use for the tip. And for the nail bed tends to be more white and it's going to be thicker. So, trying to remember what brush did I use before because I didn't have a very difficult time before. But of course, since I'm trying to record this, I'm having a little bit of a challenge. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. So, and pretty much everyone knows and tells you that the nails take a while and they can make or break a kid. And I'm not liking the way this is coming out. Let me shape it with the distilled water. See if I can get the shape. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but what I am going to say is it's a moon. You see? Okay. So now I'm not even going to speed forward with anything. I'm just going to go ahead with the other nails so you can see how long it takes. It takes some time. But if it's something that you want, it's worth the time. If it's not something that you want, you don't have to do it because a lot of people I don't do it. I just like it. See if I can put my light down a little bit closer to me. And I don't know, it might be even better for you to see too. What I'm doing is just tapping the white near the cuticle. And then I'm taking this other brush that's it's kind of firm. And then I'm pushing down. Let's go to particle on here. When I'm pushing, I'm pushing it down toward the cuticle. Right, tapping it down toward the cuticle. Right, okay. Then I'm kind of trying to get that moon shape. And then I'm going to I'm going to dip this in some water and try to get the shape some more. Okay. I like it. And then I take a Q-tip. You know, you need whatever small tools to kind of work with to get it. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best way. I'm just saying that, you know, it seems like it might be working for me. Because my other two dolls that I, reborn, I did give them moons. So, and I gave the moons and I tipped their nails too. Now I know there are some artists that they use the Q-tip, not the Q-tip, the toothpick the whole time with the nails. So what What I'm doing is I'm like I said, I'm taking a little bit of the distilled water and then I'm going around, kind of cleaning it up a little bit. Now I'm not putting the distilled water anywhere else. Um, and then I'll have to go over it one more time. You see? That finger, we just did that. So the thumb, finger. So I'm not saying it's perfect, but what I am saying is it's possible if it's something that you think you want to do. Possible. It's possible. You never know what you can do until you try. And you can try and try again. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. If it's something that you don't like, you don't have to keep doing it because it's not necessary. But I like it. I like it. I definitely like it. I do. I really like it. I better cover up the alcohol because I don't want to go in with the alcohol. Cover it up. I like using containers that actually have covers because I find that I can save my product and it doesn't go bad. Now, if you use the palette and you cover with what is it? Cellophane? Wait, cellophane? Saran wrap or something? It will save it, but it won't save it, quite as long. So I just like getting, containers that have tops. That's just my thing. Um, Also, so I don't spill anything, or at least I hope I won't spill anything. As you can see, I'm trying different brushes because I don't remember what I used. I don't remember. Can you see what I'm doing? I think so. Maybe I used this brush. I could have. I really don't remember. This brush seems like it's doing a pretty good job. So let's see. Because I'm just tapping, kind of trying to tap this cute. Oh, look there. That's almost made a moon right away. Look at that pinky. I have to clean it up, but let's see. I have to clean it up, but it made the moon just boom bang bing bang boom. Okay. So let's go clean it up. Wow, that looks nice. That really looks nice. Mm-hmm. So maybe this brush. This is a round brush. So maybe this one is the one that might work. Okay, let's go over the other one. Yeah, maybe it is. Because it's giving me a little bit more of what I want. Now, of course, we're going to have to go back and shape them. Go back over it and um and I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem. I'm fine with that. Um, so going a little bit, kind of like almost a little line. I don't know if you can see. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can see a little bit. And I have my magnifying glass, but magnifying light with the thing. But I'm not using it. I guess I probably could, but then I don't think you could see. Let me see. If I use it, can you see if I use it? No, I don't think you can see. No. You see? Yeah, I can. Go this way. Oh, you, I don't know, you might. Um, I'm seeing it pretty well without the magnifying glass, but the light, you might be able to see a little bit more with the light. I'm not certain. You know, I see other creators where they use like two cameras with different angles and all of that. I haven't done any research to figure out how to do that. So I don't know how to do that. I'm sure I could find out. I just haven't it's worse for you to see or not. I don't know. That might be worse for you to see. And I'm seeing it okay. You know, I have the magnifying glass there, but I'm seeing it okay. Thank God for that. You know. Um, Let me see. I might be messing up because I didn't shape these while they're wet. Forgot this is paint. This has to be set. Can't play with this too long because otherwise it'll dry in the wrong, because you know, the wrong shape, and that's not what we want. So I saw a picture of the kind of like the hair style that I kind of envisioned Kato with. I don't know, maybe I'll show you what it is that I kind of envision him with. Um, will I be able to achieve it? Well, maybe. I won't say no. You know, I won't say no. I want to have him with somewhat sparsely rooted, and since I love the shape of his head, I think especially with him being a boy, it will look, you know, it will look nice with a particular type of haircut or hair rooting. So I may be able to show it to you. And like I said, I'm waiting for the hair, the mohair. Now this takes a little bit more, I guess, concentration. So I guess I'm not talking quite as much because I'm kind of focusing really on what I'm doing. And tell me in the comments, if you reborn, do you do the moon? And if you do, how do you do it? And if you are a collector, does it make any difference to you with having a doll that has the nails are tipped, the baby nails have moons? Does it matter to you? Because sometimes we're doing a lot of different things, and sometimes the collector, it doesn't it's not something that the collector is observing, or it's not a deal breaker for the collector, you know. So curious, what are you thinking? Do you like doing this or no? The artists, do they like doing it, and what's a better way? I know that there are powders that, you know, are used as well. Um, However, there isn't anything that, you know, makes it infinitely easier. Everything takes a while to put it on and to get it to look, in a sense, the way you want. You know, some artists, they tip the nails, but they don't worry about a moon. You know, they'll say, babies, they don't have moons. They do and they don't. I mean, a moon is just the new nail, you know, that's coming in. So, you know, underneath it's just showing you that the baby does have that, you know, coming. But it's not something, again, that's necessary to do. Which brush did I use? No, not that one. Where's the brush I used? Okay, so now the thumb might be easier. I don't know. I wonder if I should have put some wetting drops in this paint so that it doesn't like dry like really crazy fast. I don't know, I didn't put any in there. Let's see. I'm gonna go down, do them again, and clean them up some more. But I am kind of liking the way they're coming out. Like I said, I did my other two dolls, and they came out pretty good. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that they were perfect. You know, I am new at this. I'm striving to improve. And the only way you get to improve is you have to keep doing it over and over. Over and over. Okay, so now we're doing our first foot. In some ways, the foot is easier, maybe, because the nail beds are larger. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. can't see the nail as well. Okay, pull that down. Oh, I see it. I see it now. Okay. I think it's kind of like I have to put it on and then clean it to get to the shape I want. Uh, I really wish I could remember how did I do my other two dolls, and I just did them. I just did them, so why can't I remember how I did it? Probably because I went through more than one method. That's probably why. That's probably why. I want to avoid the black getting, I mean, the the nail polish getting on the black area that we are working on. Now we try to see if we can shape it. I better put some re-wetting drops in because that slows down the what do you call it? The drying. Let me just see if I can put just a pinch. Like if I can just get one, if I can get a half a drop, it would be nice. Half a drop. Okay. Okay. That might slow it down a little bit, but then it's going to thin it a little bit. I didn't want it to be thinner, but you know, I don't want it to dry too fast either. Because if it dries too fast, then I can't, I won't be able to shape it. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing it down toward the cuticle to try to put it in the shape of a moon, which actually is working. I do have to do another coat though, of course, but let's see, can you see? You see, it's working. I just have to shape it some more. I just have to shape them some more. I'm doing this in real time so you can see if it's something that you want to try, you can. Or if it's something that you say, I don't have time for all of that. Then you may say, no, I don't want to do that. But it just adds what I think a little bit of realism, little added realism, you know. Now, if you know an easier way for me to achieve this, please let me know. I everything is like purchasing something additional. Purchase this additional. Wow, somebody is driving a car that has, making a lot of noise. Like Speedy Gonzales, sounding like that. Um, let's see. Oh, so that's this foot. And we have to go across all of them again. Ooh, that went up high. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. See, this is more watery now. Well, we knew that was going to happen. So, let's see if I can shape it. And it should be, you know, kind of short because this is a baby. And, you know, it should be kind of short. Let's see, can you see? Okay. So I gotta shape it and then do another coat. Oh my goodness, here we are again, a long video. Ah, wow. But I do want you to see the nails and the tipping, the moons and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish carving out the moons. I'm going to do one more coat of the moons and carve them out. And then I'm going to come back and then we're going to do the actual tip across the nail. Let me know what you're thinking. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm going to pause and come right back. Okay, we are back. Still cleaning, you know, tidying up the moons on the nails. I'm using, what is this called? A toothpick with a little bit of alcohol, and I'm pushing down to get that shape of the moon, to perfect that moon shape. So, you see? Look at that pinky. Oops. Can you see the pinky? I'm trying to see if you can. Ah, well, it looks good. The moon is there. I'll take some pictures as well. So again, what I'm doing is, you see what I have here with the ring finger, okay? And then I'm pushing down toward the cuticle to kind of get that moon shape. Again, I don't know, there may be an easier way. I just don't remember how I did it with my other two dolls. I really don't. I know I did it, and I probably did some kind of variation of this, but with brushes as opposed to the toothpicks. And they came out, you know, they came out good. You know, this is something that is, you know, nails are tedious, but they can kind of make or break, you know, the kit. Now, some people, they don't even tip the nails, they don't moon the nails, and their dolls look just fine too, you know. So it just depends on what it is that you want to do and what you feel comfortable doing. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue finishing up with this because the video is already very long. But I am going to continue finishing up with this and come back so that we can go ahead and do the tipping. You can see that ring finger, how nice that looks. So you see the pinky and the ring finger, they look quite nice. So I'm going to do the rest, click continue with the rest off camera so that the video is not 500 hours long. um, it's taking some time to, of course, clean up the, the moons, but it's not an excessively long period of time. It's not like, it's taking me an hour or something, because it's not. It's just that I don't want the video to be extra long with you just watching me do this, because for each nail it's the same thing. I'm pushing back to get that shape of the moon, so it's the same thing. So, and that's the middle finger. See, it's coming now. I have to do the index. You see what the index looks like. Now I'm gonna clean that up and let you see, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other off camera. You see, I'm pushing back ever so gingerly. Just pushing back, pushing down, and I'm just dipping the what is this, toothpick in the alcohol, tapping the alcohol down on my paper towel, and then I'm pushing the rest down. Now we may have to go ahead and outline the cuticles again with the black, which is something that might be good for me to think about for the future, that maybe I should outline it, at the end, so that, I can maybe do one and done rather than having to do it 3 times. But, it's something that I'm learning, I'm experimenting, and so it seems to be doing pretty good. Seems to be doing pretty good. We're getting that moon. We're getting that moon. Yes, we're getting the moon. See the index? This finger, we just did the moon. Now I have to do the thumb. I'm gonna do the rest off camera and come back. Okay, so all of the moons are in, and I think I want to double check if there's any need for going around the cuticles again with the black. We'll do that just in case. You can see how nice these moons look. I think they look very nice. That one's good. Let's go around this a little bit more with the black. Because remember I said I would clean it up. So some that I cleaned up, the black, I ended up wiping the black also with the alcohol, so it lifted. So that's okay. Oh, maybe I should wait to do this until we do the tips. But they do look good. I don't know if you are able to see it, but they do look good. Okay, so now the other dolls that I did the tips with the brush. I didn't use a Q-tip, not a Q-tip, a toothpick. I didn't use a toothpick. I used a brush. However, I'm wondering if the toothpick might work to give that nice thin line. I don't know. It might work. It might work. I don't know. So what I am going to do is throw those away, get some more toothpicks. Okay, and yeah, and I think what I'll do, I'm going to just stir this up for the tip. Just stir this up for the tip, and then we're going to move forward. I know this is a very long video. I hope that you are enjoying and learning something. I would encourage you to continue liking, subscribing, and sharing. And let me know what you're thinking of this. If you think this is a good way to do the moons or not, or tell me what you're thinking. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to see if this is going to work with a toothpick because I've seen or heard people do it with a toothpick. So I'm going to see if that works for me. If not, I'm going back to the brush. Oh, I know what I was supposed to do. I had wanted to go across the moons with um, a color like a foundation color because I don't want them to be so stark white. So let me go across with the foundation color. Let me pause again. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tip the nails. I went on ahead with the heat gun to make sure that the moons are dry. So here we go. We're just going to do an ever so thin, 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 thin line. I don't think you'll be able to really see me doing this because I have to see. So I'm bracing myself. Okay. I'm just going to take a pointed Q-tip and go over it. Okay, let's go again on the next nail. I do have my magnifying, headset thing, the glasses. I do have that, but I'm not putting it on. And we're going to need to build this up because it's not giving us any color. Let's see, it's not giving us any color. So we're going to probably have to build it up again. One more layer, probably, because it's not doing anything. And oftentimes when we're doing something, we don't see a heavy line of the we don't see a lot of the work right away. It takes more than one coat, but this is really, really transparent. I don't know. It's very light. I may have to, I don't know, because this is the color that I used before. I don't know. I may have to use the color we used for the nail bed and then go across it with, uh, one of our foundation colors, because it doesn't seem to be making any actual color. So I know I love translucent layers, but however, we need to see something. And even myself, while I'm right in front of it, I don't see anything. So yeah, so I think we have to use the other color, the other white that we just put away. I'm not even going to put this on the foot. I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to clean the brush, take this away, and the white that we used. I guess I'm going to need to mix a little bit more, because that's what I had done. I had did a little mixture. So this is flesh base. We had white. Where's the white? This is the white. And let's see. I think this is actually the nail color. I think this is actually the nail color. Oh. I'm gonna mix it. Yeah, I think this is the nail color. Yeah, I think think it is. I think it is, yeah. So we are going to use the heat gun to dry that a little bit because I don't want it to become gooey. Okay, we're back and I'm having some coffee. Ooh, let's see. So we have for the nails. Okay, we have for the nail tips. So, and so we're going to apply this with our liner brush, our detail brush. Okay. So after we do the nails, um, we're going to just about really be finished with Kato. Once we do the nails, we're just going to go ahead and varnish him. Once he's varnished, then we can root his hair, after it dries. Okay, after it dries. And yeah, so we're almost done with Mr. Kato. Okay, so we have on our nail tip. Now we have to thin this out a little bit. We're gonna thin it down with the toothpick because this line should be very thin. Should be very thin. This kit does have nice nails though. It does. It has nice nails there. They're distinct. Let me see. Let me see, because I don't see it as well. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Clean this up a little bit with the alcohol. Because that's what's going to make it look really nice. It'll be nice and cleaned up. Let's see. Can you see it? It looks rather nice. It looks rather nice. Let's see. It's this finger. Trying to see if I can get it into focus. Let's see. You can see it. Well, I can't seem to get it into the camera any better, but it looks nice. I guess you'll have to take my word for it. Um, and then I'll take a picture, and maybe I'll be able to share it, to attach it. Um, yeah. So now let me do the next one. And once we get the nails done, the next video, I don't know if I need to show me varnishing, um, because it just kind of looks like, like you're painting anyway. So, yeah. So I may not make that video. I I'm a little bit betwixt and between with the nail bed color, only because I feel like it might be too white, and that may not um add to the realism. It may be too much of a stark contrast. So I think what I might do, I might remove it and then do it with the same color as the tips. um, but you'll see that in the next video. I won't do that now. I won't do that. But I do believe that everything is coming out quite nicely. I think that I do want to, like I said, change and use the same color for the moon and the nail tip. I think that'll be better because the moon is so stark white looking, and I don't think that's going to be really flattering. So what I will do is say like, comment, subscribe, and share. Um, I'm gonna take this off the nail bed. I mean the moon. I'm gonna redo the moon off camera with this color. This is what is it? My Ultimate Fusion, and this is the nail bed color. The nail color. So that's what I will do. So this was a very long video, and we didn't get to accomplish everything. However, we did get to see, you did get to see how to clean up some nails and things like that. So I think that was good. And even though this doesn't look bad, I think that the other nail color will look better in the moon. So I'm happy Mr. Kato, our young man, is coming along, and he is being very patient. He is a sweetheart. He is so handsome, so very, very handsome. Oh, look at him. So, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Leave me some comments. Enjoy your day. Peace and blessings.